Thank you very much. I would like to invite the head wealth retail banking at Standard Chartered Bank Uganda to deliver a speech on the role of digital banking in fostering economic development, particularly in Uganda as a case study. Mr. Paul Sefa Badu, you're most welcome to speak to us.
Chris, thank you very much. And let me also thank Flavia and the team. That was a good work. Thank you very much. As Chris said, my name is Paul Sefa Badu. I think before I share a few thoughts with us, I want to specially acknowledge what I call key stakeholders when it comes to the issue of digital and financial inclusion. I don't know whether we have the regulators here, but I want to sincerely acknowledge the work, the beautiful story that is being written by Uganda with these key stakeholders, the regulators, Bank of Uganda, UCC, and all the fintechs. It's just amazing the work that is being done, and also the banks and the telecos. I think this ecosystem is writing a story. Possibly you are not aware. I will be sharing a few thoughts with you, maybe what is happening in Ghana, comparing to what is happening in Uganda, and then you get understanding why we need to celebrate the work that is being done in Uganda. So my presentation, the role of digital banking in fostering economic development in Uganda, using Uganda as a case study, and possibly I will spend some time to highlight some of the work that we are doing at Standard Chartered Bank, just to buttress the work that is going on in Uganda. So when we talk about digital banking, basically, I believe that we all know is where we are using electronic systems to be able to provide banking services and activities. And for the main platforms, so we normally talk about the website, we talk about mobile apps, and then we talk about USSD. I brought in agent banking because I believe that when it comes to the distribution, what Uganda is doing is something that is worth emulation from other African countries. I think we've been able to get it very, very well when it comes to agent banking, where we have a single switch that connects all the players. I know Ghana, that is not the case. We have the individual banks, pursuing what we call digital banking. So I think that is a great work that is being done by Uganda, using ABC as a main aggregator. So that just to highlight this. So here, this is from where we sit. These are some of the trends that we continue to see. So in terms of when we talk about the digital product that we see here that continue to grow. So yes, mobile wallet is really big thing, and I salute what Uganda has done. Possibly just to give you, in 2021, I was just looking at Uganda and Ghana in terms of mobile money subscription. Was Uganda 55% of the population, have access to mobile banking or mobile money. In Ghana, that is about 45% of the whole population. When we look at, in terms of the volume, the value of transactions that happened in 2021, you will not believe the total value for Ghana was $2.1 billion. But at the same time, Uganda was $20.5 billion in terms of the volume. And that is why I think it's something that we need to celebrate. And it tells the work that Uganda is doing. And that is why initially I wanted to acknowledge all the ecosystem players. It's a great job. 2.1 to 20.5 is quite huge. So yes, we've also seen a rise when it comes to digital savings, wealth solutions. People using digital being able to access wealth solutions. So for instance, if you take Standard Chartered Bank, we've introduced last year an investment solution we call Shilingi. where everything is done 100% on your digital platform. We've seen that coming up. Also, loan product, we've seen micro loan product also coming up, where you don't need to complete any documentation, just paper. Everything is digital. So there's a lot that is happening. That is the trend we continue to see. I've spoken about the mobile money services, and I've given you an idea. The work that is happening is a great story that we need to be proud of in Uganda. We've also seen increased use of USSD and smartphone application for banking. And then, like I said, the major players, we have the banks, we have the regulators, we have the mobile money providers and fintechs doing a great job. I was really impressed listening to the panel, and the thinking and the work that is going on, I think is something that is worth supporting. So this is just numbers I just wanted to show. Basically, I know whilst we are driving a lot of digital, you could see that our number of branches continue to be there, because we still believe that because of the population that we are serving, bricks and mortar continue to be key. So in terms of agent banking, for me, that is one story that I'm taking anywhere, anytime I live, the kind of work that Uganda has done. We continue to have a high number of ATM, and in terms of about 1.3 worth of credit happening on the mobile, digital. So it shows that, look, we are making progress, and there's a lot that is happening. So in terms of the benefit, obviously, financial inclusion, I know I don't need to over elaborate that. There's a lot that is happening that today, irrespective of where you are, you can still access banking services. Privacy is a good thing. I've spoken about savings, paperless banking. I remember Standard Chartered Bank, some years ago, to open an account, we had to spend about 17 cents of a dollar to open an account. With our digital strategy, that amount has actually moved from 17 cents to about 7 cents. Today people wonder how are you making money? You're opening accounts for clients, you're not charging, no monthly charges, nothing. How do you make money? It's because once technology comes in, it makes our work more efficient. And therefore the ultimate beneficiary should be the client. So with so that's what we tell people. So yes, accessibility, convenience. We don't need to ever elaborate that. Being able to access your account anywhere you are, in the comfort of your home. We're talking about cross-border, global usage and cross-border transactions. I sit here, I have access to my account everywhere. Security and prevention, which is quite key, because I know one of our panelists made mention, is quite critical. As we continue to innovate, we need to also build into the platform the ability to proactively prevent risks. So we have OTP and others just to help us to be sure that our system are quite robust. Account management and tracking. So it's beautiful to know that I can have view of all my accounts, whether you have account in Singapore, you have account in UK, you have account in Uganda. Just logging into your app, you have a view of all your account at a go, and that because of these are some of the benefits when it comes to what we are talking about today. Here, just to focus a little about Standard Chartered Bank. Obviously, we've been here over 112 years. At a point in time, Standard Chartered Bank was a central bank for the country. At a point in time, we had about 11 branches in the country. Today, we have 3 branches. And once again, people ask, how are you doing business here? How are you managing with 3 branches? But the beauty is that, yes, our client base continue to grow, and yet we're able to serve our client base, because the truth is, you don't need to be in a physical building to do your banking. Banking, everything can be with you on your app. In every moment, in the midnight, if you want to do banking, you should be able to do it. So that is what we have taken a strategic decision to do a lot of investment when it comes to the digital, the platforms. So what we've done is that with that, Then even with 3 branches, we can still sell for customers. Irrespective of where customers are, customers can still do banking with us. So in terms of being, Standard Chartered has been first in so many instances, in terms of being first bank in Uganda to introduce even ATM, fully digital banking. Standard Chartered once again, being the first bank to do that. And you'll be surprised to know that we have about 80 services that can happen on the app. And that is the power that we are talking about, when it comes to digitization and financial inclusion. I've spoken about the SC Shilingi, where today, as low as 20,000 Uganda shilling, you can start your investment. And you don't need to walk to a bank. Right from onboarding to, your servicing, how you want to use your account, everything can be done on your app. And that is what some of the things that we are bringing, even though we talk about international banking, because we also believe that even as we grow, our demands and our needs continue to change. And therefore, today, if I have an account, tomorrow my needs might change. Possibly I want to have possibly an account somewhere outside because I have children, I'm thinking about their school. So Standard Chartered Bank has also international banking that is connecting the people of Uganda to outside the world. So they can be here and you can still access US Treasury, bonds through Standard Chartered Bank. So these are some of the things that we are doing. But the last bit, in terms of what we call the digital bank, our strategy is to be a digital bank and we want to lead that. So today, all accounts that we open, acquisition account that we acquire, 98% of that is through digital. All the accounts that we onboard today, 98% of all of them are done through our digital platform. And 96% of our clients are digitally enabled. It means that if you take every 10 customers from Standard, 9 of them are using our digital platforms, one way or the other. And then we have 99.5% being digitally active. So it's not that customers have just signed onto an app and they are not using. Almost 100% of our clients are using our app. And that tells you in terms of the work that has been done in Uganda with all the ecosystem I mentioned. And then once again, just to talk about why we have 3 branches and we are so serving customers and we are still making business. Because today, about 95% of all transactions that happen in a day, all of them are happening outside the branches. 95% of our daily transactions don't happen in our branches. They happen outside our branches, either through mobile money, either through agent banking, or through ATM online. 95% of it. And I've mentioned already 80% of about 80 transactions are all happening on our digital. These are things that previously customers have to go to the banking hall to be able to transact. But that is the story that we have here in Uganda. So in terms of the role of digital banking, when it comes to economic development, I think these are quite, looking at it from SME, facilitating SME. Today we have platform that for companies where you might not, even when it comes to processing your client salaries, you don't need to do anything. All that you need to do to upload into a system, approve, and all your customers, your staff receive their salary. And that is some of the things we are doing, facilitating when it comes to SME. Lower transaction costs, like I said today, we open account. There is no COT, there are no charges, and people are wondering how you're making money. Because once you bring in the digital, then you make your processes quite effective. Job creation. You come to Standard Chartered today, Standard Chartered Bank today, we have a whole digital team, a whole department that is all about digital in terms of how we can make life more easier and more convenient for customers. But so doing, creating more jobs for people. Obviously, we talk about government, payment, a lot of them. Mobile banking, rural areas, unbanked population. I think Standard Chartered Bank continue to be part of the great story that is happening. Financial inclusion, we've spoken about that already. In the interest of time, I just wanted to highlight some of these challenges that I think we all need to be aware of, within this ecosystem. That whilst we continue to drive the financial inclusion digital, it's important you see that, especially as cybersecurity continue to be a key threat, and I believe that we all are aware of that. And is even as we develop, we need to ensure that we factor that, critically into the whole framework, because it continues to be a threat. And if you look at what is happening globally, is one area we need to be quite careful. Cash dependency in rural areas. I know one of my brothers said that, people still believe in the physical cash. So I think that is, we need a lot of financial literacy. That is, and then regulatory landscape. Because all that is happening. I know there's a lot that is being done in the country, but we will need a regulator to continue to work to support the whole ecosystem, the fintechs, to be able to innovate and to be able to also be guided by a certain framework. So that is quite key. We know that technology continues to change almost every day, and therefore we need the regulator also to be at that level so that we can continue to advance in terms of the impact that we can make in this economy. I also want to say that when it comes to, yes, smartphone penetration and affordability, it's still a challenge. There's still a long way to go. And I think that is one key challenge. Data security and then digital literacy. Cost of data. I think cost of data is one area that continue to hinder in terms of bringing more people into the ecosystem. So these are some of the challenges that we've observed. Maybe my last slide is some of the opportunities that we have. I know the regulator using National Payment System Act continue to encourage the fintechs, and I think that there's more to be done there in terms of partnership. Bank partnering with fintechs. I think there's a huge opportunity. When you go to some of the countries, you have innovation hub where we have the bank, the fintechs, coming together to be able to drive some of all the things that our brothers and our Flavia was talking about. So I see that is also a great opportunity for us, that we need to do more in terms of partnership. Obviously, facilitating government payment. So these are key areas that we think that there is more that can be done. So as I bring my thought to an end, once again, I want to appreciate all of the stakeholders and the work that we are doing. Is a great story that we are writing, and I believe that there's a lot that other African countries can learn from what is happening in Uganda. So on this note, I want to say thank you for listening, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.